Last week I talked about the original pack-in game for the SEGA Genesis, Altered Beast. And today I want to take a look at the game that essentially made the Genesis a force to be reckoned with. Its second pack-in game, the one that replaced Altered Beast, the one, the only, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog was released on June 23, 1991. Nearly 2 full years after the Genesis was originally released, and around the time the Super Nintendo had hit the market in North America. Sonic had one goal: to make the Genesis a real contender to Nintendo's dominance in the market, and boy did it ever succeed. It was radically different than the previous Genesis pack-in game. Sonic wasn't just a mascot platforming game either, it was so much more than that. It was a game that was created from the ground up for the Genesis. It wasn't a simple arcade port either, and it changed absolutely everything for SEGA. While I could talk about the history of the game all day, and maybe I will do that one day, let's jump on in and see what makes Sonic the Hedgehog so memorable and ask the question, how does it hold up today? Well, I'll tell you right now, it holds up perfectly. Unlike Altered Beast, Sonic the Hedgehog is a very long game. It is made up of 6 zones, 3 acts or level per zone. The third act always contains a boss fight against Dr. Robotnik, or Eggman as he was originally known as in Japan. The game starts off simple enough, but eventually gets quite challenging. What made Sonic so unique was that his life was wrapped around the concept of rings. Scattered throughout every level are literally 100 rings or more, and collecting them gives Sonic the ability to access a special stage where he can earn a Chaos Emerald, if he's able to make it through the entire act holding on to at least 50 rings. Getting hit just once causes every last ring to explode out of his body. He just has a second or two to try and collect a few of the rings before they disappear for good. And if he gets hit one more time, once he has no rings, he'll lose a life. This was a really unique gameplay concept and difference compared to that of Super Mario Bros., and in fact, all other platformers of the time. The concept of speed was also unique. Sonic was fast, like really fast, and could zip around stages with ease. The levels themselves were designed in such a way as to highlight this fact. Graphically, the game was stunning and was a technical breakthrough in many ways. Sonic's sprite looked silky smooth as he ran around a loop, and the physics used in the game felt absolutely spot on. The game was also colorful and featured parallax scrolling. It was just a really technical showpiece for the aging Genesis, and believe me, 2 years in, it is starting to age. The audio was also fantastic, each zone featuring new and catchy music, and the sound effects only enhanced Sonic's speed. While many of Sonic's signature moves, well, namely his spin dash, which would see release in Sonic 2, are missing here, the core gameplay remains incredibly fun. Capturing this footage brought back so many excellent memories, and the game holds up absolutely perfectly today. While the spin dash did see its way back into the original Sonic via the Saturn's Sonic Jam, I only missed it a tad while playing through the game. It's amazing to think of how much Sonic changed SEGA, and in fact the 90s as a whole. He was the beginning of the Attitude generation, and many people don't know this, but during the holiday shopping season of 1991, the Genesis actually outsold the Super Nintendo in North America by a factor of 2 to 1, which was the first time Nintendo had ever been beaten by anyone. It proved they weren't untouchable, and it was all thanks to the little blue blur. It goes without saying that you absolutely need to own Sonic the Hedgehog if you have a SEGA Genesis. The two were literally made for each other.